Hey everybody, how's it going? I am Barstooley. That's the first time I've called myself by that name. Today I'm going to show you how to animate the illusion, the side B from Melee. I've never done a tutorial before, so this will be terrible. But I've already, started recording and I got everything ready. So I'm just going to do it now. To start off, you're going to want three main things. You can do this with anything. I'm using my small sprites from the script. If you haven't seen it, I'm not gonna do a plug. So this is just a really simple walk cycle. I made it in Photoshop, imported it in. Nothing crazy. Same thing again. I just changed the hues and the light, and I was very lazy, and I didn't remove these sort of parts. This is something that happens when you import like bitmaps into Adobe Animate. I'm using Adobe Animate as well. Nobody uses it. It's not that great. It's improved, but I don't want to learn anything else. So this is just another walk cycle. I've added a tint, and I'm actually gonna go advanced and also put a bit of an alpha on that because it should be see-through. I think it was in the actual episode of the script. The final thing you're gonna need is this illusion trail thing, which I have made using just simple blocks that I drew out and opacity 41. I was going to change it to 40, but I've already done it. So the illusion is just two parts. This is the first one. I'll delete the second one to show you. Either drag it out or press F6 to make a new keyframe. Then I'm just going to rotate this around. Skew it a bit, move this into place, just so it looks like it's like a new thing. Does that look? Yeah, okay. Okay. So that's everything you need for the setup. I'm gonna send these to different layers. Oh, what? I'm gonna undo that and manually put these onto different layers. I do not know what that problem was. Just gonna name these bows, illusion, and wispy, no, wispboy. I never name things right. I think that's fine if it's just me working on stuff. Okay, all it needs to be is this needs to be on top. If you've not used Flash before, it's a layer system, frame system, it's blah, blah. So whatever you're doing it in, just make sure this is on top. Okay. Alright, to get this started, I'm going to have him run. This is the little window that we'll be working in. You can make sure nothing on screen. So you can see what's going to be on screen. So I'm going to start with this. I'll take these off screen. Okay. To start off, I'm going to have him have a little bit of a run-up. I'm using graphics. Graphics are so you can actually cycle through, so my walk cycle's still running. If you have it as a movie clip, it won't actually play in the timeline, but it will play when you actually play it. But I think graphic symbols allow you to use the actual frames so you can see when it's going to start playing instead of it continuously looping. So the minute's on single, I'm going to put that on loop, and I'm going to click, we'll go with 15. I'm just going to move it a little bit, and I'm going to create a classic tween. Wow, he is already walking, and we're done. This is it. Going to drag out this frame to 20, classic tween it. Where am I going to go with it? Let's go a bit. You can put the keyframes on, the onion skinning on. See, you can see the little bob. It's cute. So playing this out, he starts to speed up, and now the illusion's going to happen. So to start off the illusion, I'm going to press F6 to make a new keyframe. It's going to take a step. I'm going to show these keyframes. So you're going to go pretty far when you're doing the illusion, so I'm going to chuck him out. Maybe like a body width away. Maybe a little bit more. We'll go a little bit more. New keyframe. Move it along a bit further. Probably a little bit less than it was the first time. New keyframe. Little bit less than before. Well, I'll say about that. Make sure you're always like trying it out when you're doing this as well. I actually wanted to do this because I saw the new Icons game, the Wave Dash games. I didn't like the look of any animation, which is weird because they did the animations for PM, and I really liked the animations for PM, so I thought they'd be good, but they were a bit lackluster. None of them had like real impact, which I thought was a bit disappointing. Okay, so it moves quite a lot. It's since I'm going at 24 frames per second, I'm cutting out like half since it's not the 60, but all the videos you can see are captured it because that's what YouTube does. I think I'm happy with the amount that I've got so far. I'm going to drag this out to 30. Well, you know what? No, I'm actually not happy. I'll put that keyframe on. We'll do one more. Barely moving. And then we're going to drag this out to 30 and create a classic tween. 14 to a classic tween. This is sort of the process that I do. So that should be going really slow at the end. And instead of it walking, we're going to have it go single frame. You see what it's doing. We'll have single frame on... See, this will be completely different depending on how you've done it. How you've done your walks and stuff. But I want his legs to be open when it's gliding. Boom. Right, and for ease, I'm going to want it to ease out. If you don't know much about easers and the curves, along your timeline, this is how much of the animation's been complete in one go. So, out of all of the animation, if you're going along this timeline, a lot of it is being completed, and then when it gets to this point, barely any of the last 10% lasts around a third of the whole time frame. So this should go quick and ease out, sort of like it's sliding. Okay. Right, now we want to make it flash, because that's what it happens. That's what happens when it finishes. So you can't affect this keyframe without it affecting the rest. So if I move this up here and show it, it'll zoom up instead. We don't want that. But that'd be a cool jump. I'm going to use some of this stuff when I make my next animation. So you can't affect it like that. So what we have to do is go on here, click F6, and this has converted all these to keyframes. Then I'm going to remove the tween. Okay, so some of these need to be removed, so I'm going to go clear keyframe, miss a frame, clear keyframe, miss a frame, clear keyframe, miss a frame. You get where I'm going with this. And click keyframe. So now it's a bit dotty. So when it's first happened, you want it to be double spaced, so it's not on screen as much as it is off. So if I'm just going to hit F7, that's going to delete these frames. So it's here for one frame, disappeared for one frame, here for one frame, disappeared for one frame, and then I want it to be here for 2 frames. So I'm going to go to the next frame after that and delete that frame. It's back, and I'm going to make it disappear for 2 more frames. It's back, and then I love auto recovery. That's so helpful. There we go. And I'm going to actually drag this one out. So let's see how that looks. And I'm going to make him not walk at the end of that. Single frame. Okay. Wow. Isn't that amazing? And now for the bits that actually help it more. So we're going to add this frame over here. See where it's moving from. I'm going to start it off being in the right place. Now it doesn't actually start until there. That's the first jump. The first time it lurches forward so much. I'm just going to drag that over it, and I'm just going to delete the first one. So that's where it starts. And that's where it ends. No, it should end over here. I'm trying to remember what the original illusion looks like. Just going to create a classic tween, delete this. So it's just to sort of match it up. So this should be all the way over here. If you hold shift down, you can't pull it up and down, it'll only go along the way that you're moving it. So let's see how this looks. Just a bit. A lot of animating is just, does this look right? Not really, and then move it. So this should be over him. I think it goes too far at the end. I'm going to pull that back a little bit. Yeah, it's looking nice. Yeah, I brought up the Wave Dash icons game. It does look fun, but I don't know how much fun can carry a game if it doesn't look right. I think that's an important part of game design. Okay, so now we've got the little illusion guy, very see-through, and it's just the first one. We're gonna have it straight behind, almost where he started off the frame before. So let's move it along. Frame after, we're going to have it right next to him, but we're going to control drag it back to be just after where it was before. Maybe a little bit close to him. Frame after, going to have it even closer to him. Delete this back one. Oh. Frame after that, only the back one. You can close these off so when you hit onion skin it'll only show the frames that you were working on before. F6. We'll go another one closer. We'll do that. I believe in it. F6, and not much changes in between those two. So I think this is another one where it's jumping back again. This is to just try and make a flicker effect. Wow, that is a thing we have created. I'm actually gonna select this frame. I think he's already stopped walking at this point. We're gonna hit 4. There we go. Well, there we are. That is one animation. Now I'm gonna throw it into a thing we have already made. The thing I'm putting it into is gonna be a upcoming animation. I'm just going to copy these frames, hit Control F8. I'm going to put blink. I always thought it was like the blink from World of Warcraft, so that works. I'm going to paste these frames in, and now it is its own graphic that we can play around with, and it's show you how graphics work from before. So I can actually change what part it's on. I'm gonna actually take this, put it into the background that I've made, one I made earlier. Big up fingertips art attack. I don't know. Frame 1. See how all of that looks. There you go. And that is how you create a thing, a side B illusion from Melee, and the other games that we won't talk about. Oh, PM2, really, Icons, what are you doing with the style and the Billy the Kid, which I like the original style, I don't like the new one. That's it. So this has just been a video slamming people trying to make a game for people to enjoy. I hope you have enjoyed me making this. I will make more, probably not just Melee stuff, just any animation ideas. Also, if somebody wants to, actually try making one of these, and I'd like to see people how they've done it. I've made this one effect like several times now because I think it looks cool. I like the look of it. If that didn't repeat like it did. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed watching, hope you've learned anything. That'd be good. I will I'll make more in the future if people want them. Thank you.